All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here with Smirking Gun Reviews. We're back with more What We Do in the Shadows Season 1. We're up to episode 3. It just finished. It's called Werewolf Feud. So full spoilers if you haven't seen this episode. Not quite as hilarious as last week. There were a few moments in here though that were really great. I don't know if this is directed by Jermaine or Taika or written by either of them. It just felt a little bit different. But it's still got some pretty funny stuff in here. Laszlo and his vagina bushes. Thankfully, it was a dark garden. It's not well lit. And he has like Nancy Reagan's. He knows what hers looks like. He knows what his mother's looks like. He has a bunny. So he did a bunny. But he finds he goes to smell one of his vagina bushes, and he says it smells, but it's because it's wolf piss. So they take something that could have been one of these like kind of sexist or like just kind of what do you call that, cliched kind of jokes, and turn it around and do something clever with it. Also love the wolf trap. Holy jeez. It looks like a garbage can, like an overturned garbage can, but I guess that's the point. So yeah, I mean, it starts out strong. They end up catching a werewolf, and the effect is so bad it's good. I mean, it's not terrible because it is keeping in kind of like tone. Or like the way that the show looks. It doesn't have to look 100% real, but I mean the Doug Jones stuff, he looked pretty goddamn good. So I don't know if it's just budgetary, but the werewolf at the end, he looked pretty damn good, at least from a distance. Probably CGI'd in there so they'd save on it, but they did have a dude in a suit, man, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, they catch one and then it's basically he jumps out the freaking window. Which was great. That part was good because it reminded me, I think it was maybe the movie Top Secret or something like that, where somebody just jumps out the window. Or maybe it was like a Pink Panther movie. But I hadn't seen a gag like that in a while that worked so well. The constant Nandor basically dismissing all of Guillermo's fears. It is being pretty, I like that they're consistently doing this and showing the abuse that Guillermo's taken and what we know from episode 1, where, I have a feeling Guillermo's going to have a moment where he might snap, which would be pretty funny. But also in this episode, we have Colin, more of Colin, my favorite character, I think, so far, because he's an energy vampire and he sucks. He feeds off of us by just boring us to death. And he's played brilliantly by Mark Proksch. I think I said his name right. If I didn't, I'm sorry, Mr. Mark, guy that I can't say his last name. But he is a standout in this. He really is bringing it. I love it, but it's also subtle. And he's bringing kind of that kind of sweet dumbness that he had on The Office. And a little bit of the naivete of his character on Better Call Saul. But in this, he gets up in the morning and bothers Nandor and calls it his cup of coffee. He feeds off his own people. When he gets to work, you get the feel out of how he does things in the office. They've touched on this before, but this time, all of a sudden, he runs into somebody that's new, and he's like, all right, it's like a virgin for him, and so he plans on feeding on her. It's Evie, her character's name is Evie Russell. She's from Saturday Night Live, but let's not hold that against her. Sorry. Saturday Night Live has had many fine years. Just not in a row too often. But she plays an emotional vampire, which you don't know right away. They're just both basically like one's misery and one's just nonsense, like just chit chat, like just inane like chit chat, and she feeds off of emotion, so everything is a terrible sad story. And so she starts taking everybody from the office already. So when he goes to feed on them, they don't have nothing left. And it becomes this rivalry in the office and they love how they hover and they fight in this scene. And it's just, it's really great. And they just keep upping the ante on each other. Where he makes a comment about how Hackers is one of the only 1995 movies with Johnny Lee Miller and Fisher Stevens that actually still holds up. A Hackers reference, man. Let's give it up. But her response is that she got mugged while standing in line to go see the movie, and they didn't do it for the money or the tickets. They did it for fun. Boom. But then they decide to work together, and so they kind of like share the people in the office, which is really, really funny. And then it becomes too much. It becomes too much work for him, and he breaks up with her. So I guess that means that one of them's going to have to go and find a new job, probably him. I don't know. But their whole thing in this episode, I guess, it's nice that it's just a one-off. It gives them, because I think that whole shtick would have gotten old pretty quickly. Maybe if they were separate characters, but I don't know if you need an emotional vampire and an energy vampire in the show. People are going to go, which one is which? I can't keep track. But that's basically the end of that part, and it's really good. But then we have the werewolf fight where they figure out what to do. They end up on a rooftop of an abandoned Circuit City, which is such a goddamn good touch. They didn't have to mention that it's a Circuit City. Almost like, you thought we were done with you, Circuit City? We're going to humiliate you even more and just keep reminding you used to be a thing. So that's almost funnier. That joke right there, that line. It's not even really a joke. It's just a throwaway line, but it's meant to be funny. And that's about as funniest thing in this whole scene is that part. I guess I do like the effect on the werewolf, and I do like that he just throws like a toy bone over the side of the roof of the building. And he can't help himself and just flies off the roof after the bone. And it's just kind of like, yeah, the werewolves are big and scary, but they're not too bright. But the vampires themselves didn't have any much way out of that situation either. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it with this episode. It's pretty good. There's some great stuff with when she's talking about how if her and Laszlo had a kid, it'd look like this aardvark. But she described it as something else. There was just a few nice little lines here and there that you don't need to repeat. But anyway, yeah, that was really good. Again, that is not quite as strong as the first two, but when it's funny, and I love it. So anyway, if you liked this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe. Please share my channel with the world. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so I can go back to doing live streams. It's just a suggestion. If you don't want to subscribe, you don't have to, but we're really getting limited by YouTube. They're really trying to stick it to smaller YouTubers, and I ended up getting caught in this because I have to make my videos off my mobile phone for right now. And they're trying to limit me because of my subscriber count, and I don't think that's right. So we're just trying to get me to 1,000 subscribers, not so I can monetize, because I'm not doing that. That's not what my channel is about. But I just want to be able to do what I want to do on here without being punished for having a small subscriber count. So any help anybody out there can give me, thank you so much. And of course, thanks to all my other subscribers and people that support this channel. I really, really appreciate it. So anyway, this is Rob at Smirking Gun Reviews saying we will be back with Happy Season 2, Episode 3 review after this. Otherwise, you can watch plenty of my other content, and we will see you next time.